Hello everybody, this is Chris14 aka ClefferTech bringing you another ClefferTech episode. In this episode I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should buy a laptop, desktop or a tablet. So let's begin. Okay, first things first, what you're going to be noticing is when you're going to be buying a computer, you're going to be spoiled for choice. Now that's not a bad thing, and this video is mainly to outline the pros and cons of each device. Just to hopefully help justify your purchase. So, a frequent question that I've been asked is, should I buy a tablet, a laptop or a desktop? So first things first, let's start with a tablet and we're going to be going through the pros and cons of each device. So, a tablet, they're very cheap for a start. There's plenty available, not just the iPad, there's Android devices, there's Amazon Kindle devices, Kindle Fire HDs and things like that. So you're spoilt for choice again for tablets. It depends on what tablet you want to be using, whether or not you want a 7-inch tablet or a small screen or a full-size tablet such as the iPad or the Nexus 10-inch screen ones. So yeah, the tablet, it's very easy to use. If you're into light web browsing, media consumption, doing a bit of light email, sharing content on Facebook and Twitter. These devices are packed to the gills for things like photo sharing and media consumption, so you're not going to be left out on anything like this with a tablet. So personally I'd recommend a tablet if you're going to be doing these kinds of things. Now, what are the cons of these devices? Well, there's quite a few cons, and it all comes down to power. And I mean processing power and things like that. They're not as powerful as full-fledged laptops or desktops. They're mainly used for media consumption. You know, they're kind of limited in multitasking as well. You can't really do as much as you can do on a laptop or a desktop. Yes, there are more programs being written for tablets that allow you to do pretty much the same things, but it depends on how you want to do them. Just a touchscreen input, it kind of makes things more complicated to do things. For example, making music and editing video. These are capable of doing it, but it's more difficult to do on a tablet device. So that's the tablet out of the way with. So put it down as perspective, thin, light, they're portable, and they're readily available at a cheap price. So let's move on to the laptop. So if you're into more heavier computing, such as video editing or producing video content or making music, editing photos or creating graphics work, then a laptop would be suitable for you. Now obviously I've got a MacBook Pro. You don't have to have a MacBook Pro obviously because they're quite expensive, but the price is justified for what you get in terms of customer experience and user experience and things like that. But I'm not going to go into detail of what's better, macOS or Windows, because they're both just as good as each other. So if you're into, you know, heavier usage such as video content production and music production, creating graphics and stuff, and more emailing and more web browsing such as YouTube and uploading videos to YouTube, then personally I'd recommend a laptop. Laptops are way more powerful than they used to be years ago. For example, this has got a Core i5 in it and it's more than capable of what I want it to do. It even outsmokes this iMac by like 4 times, it's ridiculous. And they're getting thinner as well. For example, they're not very thick in terms of, you know, it's not going to fit in your backpack or anything if you're on the go. And they've also got more storage capabilities and ports that you can use on them, as well as a CD drive on the side. So a laptop is great for that kind of stuff. The only kind of cons it is, it's not as lightweight obviously as a tablet. That you've got to put into consideration. And also the screen size. Would you rather be having a bigger screen size such as a 15-inch laptop, which also comes down to weight as well. The weight will go up if you have a bigger screen size obviously. So a laptop, great for things like media consumption, also just basically general computing. They're portable, easy to use, and great computers. So now let's move on to the desktop. Basically you're going to have the same advantage with the laptop, but it's not going to be portable. This is an iMac, and I've got an iMac right here. I use it as my secondary machine. I used to use it as my full-time machine, but now because I got the MacBook Pro, I can use it anywhere I want, which is an added bonus, which you don't get with a desktop. Now, desktops nowadays are very, very powerful machines. They're more than capable of doing exactly what you want them to do. So if you're a heavy user, such as, you know, full-time video production work or full-time audio production work, or any media consumption or any media creation, content creation, web design, anything like that, a desktop is more than suitable for your needs. It depends on what you want to use it for, really. That's where it comes down to. So this is great for, you know, producing content and things like that. So that's also added bonus. So really it comes down to what you're going to be using it for. So if you want light browsing or light computing that's not difficult to use, the tablet will be for you. If you're into more heavier production needs, or you want something with a bit more grunt behind it, then a laptop. If you want something with a lot of grunt behind it and something that's very, very capable as your primary machine, and you're not going to be moving around different locations, then a desktop. So that wraps up this video. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and I thank you very much for watching. Take care now, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.